All right, guys, I know that you were disappointed we didn't get a US Open, British Open, or a Masters this year. Well, it turns out that we're getting the US Open we wanted after all, because the BMW Championship has turned into the ultimate test of golf. 3 rounds have concluded. 2 guys are under par, and they're not way under par, they are 1 under par. Dustin Johnson and Hideki Matsuyama are the only 2 players in the field of 70, the 70 top players from the PGA Tour this year. They're the only 2 guys under par. And the next best players are at 1 over. It has been a brutal 3 days in Chicago. And I thought the Memorial Tournament that was played earlier this year at Jack's house in Ohio was a tough 4 days. But if I remember correctly, Rahm finished 9 under, and I don't see that happening for this tournament at all. The rough is the biggest difference between this and the Memorial. I think I heard on TV they said that last Wednesday was the last time they cut the rough, and that was at 4 inches. It's grown a lot since then, and these tour players have no idea what's going to happen to the ball when they get into that rough. So what on earth happened to our 2 leaders? Well, Rory McIlroy and Patrick Cantlay were tied at 1 under to start the day, but they were just nowhere to be found. Patrick Cantlay shot a 5 over 75 and just really never looked comfortable anywhere on the course. It was just kind of all over the place. It was a scrappy 75. You know, I had never watched Cantlay putt that much, or at least that closely, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but he has that little dance that he's got going on. Can you do the Cantlay? Rory McIlroy shot a 73 and at times looked like maybe he could have found a couple more shots, but ultimately his driver was getting away from him and he just wasn't putting himself in good spots to be able to attack this course because it was brutal and there were only a couple of places that you could put the ball to realistically have a shot at birdie or even par. So they had a couple of tough days. Now, there was a ridiculously low score. Jon Rahm shot a 66. How he did that, I have no idea, especially considering that on the 5th hole, he got to the green, goes up to mark his golf ball, as you do, but forgets to put his marker down. He picks up his golf ball, no mark is down. Finally, it dawns on him, so he has to assess a 1-stroke penalty. So if you take that away, I mean, a 5 under 65 would have been crazy. Well, I mean, the 66 as it is just insane, but he just couldn't explain it. Total brain fart. I don't know what happened. Now, the guy that entered the FedEx Cup Playoffs in the lead, Justin Thomas, has not been having the best tournament. He sits at +8 and really needs to make a move on Sunday to have any shot at recovering that #1 spot, taking it away from DJ. Because let's take a break and talk about how the Tour Championship is set up and this $15 million FedEx Cup payout works. So the leader is going to enter the tournament. Whoever has the most FedEx Cup points after this BMW PGA Championship will start the Tour Championship at 10 under par. Okay? The guy who has the second most points, FedEx Cup points, will be at 8 under par. And it goes down from there to, like, I think the 26th through the 30th players start at even par or 10 strokes back of the lead. That's just such a crazy way to do a tournament, but you know, I kind of like it. I think it's really super interesting. And I think the last couple of years, Rory pointed out that, you know, he's entered with the FedEx Cup lead and going into the Tour Championship, but hasn't won it, and then has entered the Tour Championship not in the lead and somehow managed to come out on top. So look, there's no guarantee that even though you start off with this 10-stroke advantage on some of the field, you're gonna win. So I think it's a very clever and interesting way to make the entire season matter while going into this enormous purse at the Tour Championship. I love me some Tony Finau. That guy has a great game. I mean, his distance, of course, off the tee. He had that 206 mile an hour ball speed shot that he posted onto Instagram a few weeks back in Utah. I mean, that was nuts. I bet you Bryson was a little bit jealous, because Bryson over the offseason bulked up. I mean, the guy came back a different person. He was huge. He put on like, what, 30, 40 pounds? Who knows? But he did all that in the name of speed and getting to 200 mile an hour ball speed. And what did Finau do? Nothing. He just hits it 206. That short backswing, he said, well, let's see what happens when I go with the full backswing. And a 206 mile an hour ball speed is what happened. Anyways, I've been missing his coverage this tournament and was saddened to see when I saw him at 15 and he was at +4. He did give himself a shot at eagle. He finished with a +3 score, so definitely not out of it. A good score on Sunday can put him back in there. But I love watching that guy. I wish he would get more coverage on TV. What in the world happened to Tiger Woods? The guy can't putt. I mean, his whole career has been made on drilling putt after putt, clutch shot after clutch shot. But his lag putting this tournament has been atrocious. He's leaving himself with so many difficult second putts that there's just no way he could have scored well. And right now he's sitting at +10. So he's gonna need a miracle to make East Lake at this point. But fingers crossed, I would love to see him there. You know, a guy with a good comeback story this year has been Brendan Todd. With a couple of victories, just lost out on the Rocket Mortgage Classic when DJ kind of took it away from him on Sunday. He's been playing really well. Today he had what could have been an even better round, but finished within striking distance of tomorrow at +2. And there was a lot of talk before the tournament that he was kind of a favorite because he is such an accurate driver of the golf ball. And man, is that a premium this week. Everything needs to be in the fairway because that rough will crush you. He sits at +2, so let's not count him out. He's a great putter and can definitely make a surge tomorrow. Joaquin Niemann also had a great day. He shot a 68, 268, and now is at 1 over par, just a couple of strokes back. The young Chilean making a move. He's got a great game, a lot of length, a lot of power for such a thin guy. And I think that we should definitely keep our eye on him tomorrow because he played well today and he can definitely keep it going to shoot a low one tomorrow. Now, I'll give you a snippet of the leaderboard, but when you have a really tough test like they have right now at the BMW, you're gonna have a fairly tight leaderboard because no one can really get separated. So you have, of course, Dustin and Hideki heading it up, Joaquin Niemann, Mackenzie Hughes, the Canadian, also sitting at 1 over, and Adam Scott are at 1 over, and then you have a slew of people, John Rahm, Rory McIlroy, they're all at +2 and goes on from there. But look, Sunday is gonna be a great day. A lot of people still have a shot at winning this tournament because it's that crowded and that tough. So I'm looking forward to a great day tomorrow. I hope you are as well. Look for my video on the review of the entire tournament after the round concludes. Until then, you guys keep finding that fairway. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share it across any platforms that you use. If you have any suggestions for a topic that you want me to cover or a product that you want me to review, let me know in the comments below. So until next time, keep on finding that fairway.